Hey, good morning, everybody. This is Professor with Day Trading for Success, starting our morning session. So we're going to go over the scanners real quick, what they are and what they're showing. Then we're going to go over the layout. Then we're going to go over the basic strategies that we'll be trading in the live morning session. Then we're going to go over the trade desk intelligence report that the major brokerages use, and then we're going to start trading soon after that. So if this is your first time here, we use custom coded scanners. This one here is the top one is between $25 and $1,200, so it's a wide range, but it has to have over 100K volume per 1 minute candle. And as you can see, and that's taking the daily average, not just this morning. And as you can see, just nothing is hitting. So, I mean, we have the basic big players, but it used to be, 12 securities deep, and it's the August angst right now. The next scanner down, coded in, is priced between $25 and $400, ATR over 3 or more dollars, a 10K volume or more per 1 minute candle. So you get a lot more, but it has a liquidity of moving 10 to 15 cents in 10 to 15 seconds. So, and that'll be shown up over here too. So we're going to get players in here to scalp. But this is over a $25 billion market cap here, as is number 3 here. And this one is going to get more. Actually, this is over a $25 billion market cap too. It's just less volume. And then this one, and again, I coded these in. There's links to these if you want these. If you like this kind of trading, then these are very, very helpful under the more information on each live video, as well as this complete layout with all of its custom indicators, which I'm going to go over very briefly here. The number 3 here is 50K per 1 minute candle or more, priced between $25 to $200, and it only has to have a market cap of $2 billion or more. So we're going to get a bunch of different players here. So this is enough to find something. And then I have this chart down here, 1 minute chart, that's going to show us the volume. That I have a watch list over here that I can quickly click around to see, where the higher volume is. This used to be reserved for the SPY, but I have that over here now because it messes up all my charts once I get them set up to just go look at other stocks. Also up here, I'm following other stocks. I have 6 screens around me. Oh, wow. I didn't see that was on, guys. I'm sorry. You're yelling at the screen doing, take that off. Sorry. I thought I clicked it off, and sometimes it doesn't come off. Hopefully you've read that disclaimer really well now. Let me take a break of embarrassment here. Just give me a second. So if you were listening, these were the 3 scanners that I just described, 1, 2, and 3. This is the chart I was just talking about that helps me see other stocks without messing up my chart. So that's pretty much what I just talked about. And then I brought this down to show you how I follow others. I won't go over it all again. Sorry about that. It's just sometimes they have on my OBS, which is the recording system here, they have little eyeballs I can click on and click off like that. And the one that's the higher up will supersede everything lower. Like I can just take off my headshot and put it back on. But sometimes when I click it, it seems I hear the click, but it doesn't change and I don't think to look. Thank God I caught it before I just got into trading. So anyway, apologize for that. But I'm not a licensed financial advisor, I hope by now. So do your own due diligence. So on the Thinkorswim layout, which is what we'll be trading in, this is a 5-minute chart, a 1 minute chart, and a 15-minute chart. And then this is the active trader where I'll be taking my trades. This is a level 2 or the book. This is a reduced day chart. They're all linked together. And this one's separate. And this is the QQQ on a 1 minute chart. So and then I have separate, the message center is going to show me all my custom indicators kick off, as well as I take trades, it'll show that as well. And then I have news all around me, Benzinga and other things from the Thinkorswim news as well. So if we break into the custom indicators I like to use, I'm very indicator driven. So we're just basically using tools to identify short-term historical data. Actually, while I'm looking at this so I don't forget, let me set these, re-zero this whole and half dollar level. So it's gonna, when the whole and half dollar levels will populate on the open session once it starts the open session, and that's psychological, trading levels, whole and half dollars, or even $5, $10, $50, $100 levels. People will go in, have their trades set at those levels. So it's a reaction zone, those levels. So having them on your chart's a good idea, or at least taking note up here if you don't want to mess up your chart. When I zoom in on this chart to trade on the 1 minute chart, things are not in the way. They're nice and broad and big, and I can easily see what I'm trading in. Now the multi-chart alignment is showing you the 5 minute, 15 minute, 30 minute, 1 hour, 4 hour, what those traders see on their time frame. They're all red right now. You have the vertical lines here showing, so when we get near them, we know there's potential reaction from all those other traders. So that's a very handy indicator. This one here, these have trouble working pre-market, but this has the Q and the SPY and the SMH, like the overall breadth of the market, so you can see how are things moving generally on a 5 minute time frame. And then if we go in here, you'll see the 9 and the 20 EMA, which you can just set in your normal studies over here, right? And then on the day chart, the day levels I put on a 1 minute chart, the 20-day moving average, the 100-day, and the 200. Definitely have a voice problem this morning. Sorry, guys. So when you see those day SMAs hit the 1 minute chart, you should look for a reaction there. And we're looking for probabilities of a reaction to help us decide when to go in and out of a trade. We're scalpers and day traders, and we use tools, or we use our memory to identify short-term patterns that have happened either 5 seconds ago or 5 weeks ago, whatever you might determine is a short-term pattern, 5 years ago, depending on how old you are. But basically, we want really quick, short-term historical patterns, and the indications of that are picked up by the tools called indicators. That's all. There's no mystery. No indicator shows you the future. It just shows you what's already happened, tries to identify a pattern so that you can predict the future. So anything that claims otherwise is full of bull caca. So remember that when you're watching other YouTube videos. And having that historical data is very helpful, unless you just have a mind like a steel trap, And of course, we want the volume weighted average price, which is what most people would consider the true value of the stock at any given moment. That is a reaction zone. So that's on my 1 minute chart. The liquidity meter I talked about right there. Right now at pre-market, this is dead. And there's the VWAP, that red line. And then there's the 20 EMA, the 9 EMA. Probably no day levels on the 1 minute. And then we have the true target projection, very, very handy. This is basically when you do these different strategies, this is going to tell you what should you be going for? How many pennies should you be going for here when you get in your trade? Again, pre-market is like nothing going on, but very, very handy indicator for risk management is the true target projection. And then these are going to show you arrows and give you alerts on the screen. The MACD, as the stock is diverging and starts to converge, and you're going to get an alert like when the 9, 20, and 6 are crossing the EMAs, like this is a movement, and so you don't have to figure it out. It's going to give you an arrow and an alert. These are pro indicators. And then the RSI, relative strength index, the same thing, whether it's overbought or oversold, going to give you an arrow telling you go this way or go that way. Very simple. The market magnet, based on the volume profile, is tweaked. You'll see me use it all the time. It's make sure you set your chart for today. If you have that indicator, it'll work the best. This is it right here, the point of control, in this case the magnet, because it's tweaked. And then you'll see price you can see that little blue line below it. So that means there's more price volume at the price just below the magnet than above it. You'll see those dynamically move as we're trading. That kind of calls the upcoming direction. So very, very handy. Intraday reaction zone is going to have the the ATR levels, which are based on the previous day's closed, but also on Wilder's 14-day mathematical formula that smooths out the average true range of a price. So you'll have the low, quarter, and high. Quarter, half, and high. Low, quarter, half, and high of the ATR. Is that right? Yeah, your ATR low, quarter, half, and high. Yep, and then the pre-market low, center, and high. Sorry, I'm having a brain cloud there. Not enough sleep last night. Too much partying over the weekend, right? But again, intraday reaction zones, very, very handy to have. You'll see them as horizontal lines across the screen. We talked about the multi-chart consensus. We talked about the whole and half dollar. Then finally, the Scalp-Pro meter, which is you have to have. It shows inside the 1 minute candle, the buyers and the sellers, the strength. It revs up like a machine. You can see as you get momentum to go a direction. I antiquate it all the time. You're on a surfboard waiting for that wave. You can start to see it come. You jump on. Then you use the true target projection to know when to jump off before you hit the rocks. So that's all those puppies. This is a Python overlay that is also down there under the description if you want to get it. This clock is free over at the $1 Million Margin Club. That was provided by a subscriber, which is great. And the $1 Million Margin Club has a bunch of other indicators, and you can get individual ones there. I also recommend a lot of books besides the indicators, depending on how you trade. And I like Day Trading Volume 1, which is the really only large cap strategy book still to this day. It's a little bit older book now, but very, very helpful and is still true. That's Day Trading Volume 1. Day Trading Volume 2, put out by the same company, or the Candlestick Pattern Playbook, is the only book still to this day that rates patterns accuracy. Even has flashcards in the back you can cut out to practice the patterns. Knowing your patterns is really the next level of becoming a professional trader. And then you have Day Trading Volume 4 by that company, which is all about trading the open and has all the breakout strategies at the open. Again, very, very handy book. A lot of people only trade the open and trade by what that book says to do. They say it's like printing money. So it's a good book. If you don't have any of those books, you should get them. I have links to them. And of course, if you use my links and just don't randomly go find the book, it helps me. And then Trading in the Zone, Mark Douglas. That also helps me if you buy that book. They pay me when you buy that book. I love that by Mark Douglas, Trading in the Zone. That's really, I probably read that 10 times, and I'll reread it once every year these days. Next one, Best Loser Wins, Tom Hogarth. I love his idea there about staying in a trade until it says it's moving against you, not just because you have a predetermined time to get out. You want to stay in it and make the most money until it says it's time to get out. Now, when we scalp, you're not thinking like that. You're taking base hits. You're getting out pretty quickly. That's the way I trade. Let's break into the strategy briefly, then we'll get the trader desk report here. So basically, we're trading a range-bound large cap strategy. Range, my special effects, high, low. Large caps move in between that range like a lumbering along snake, that just keeps retracing. So if you get in a bad position, most likely you'll have a chance to get out. Get back out. There's a high probability if you get it wrong, you're going to get a chance that it retraces back to your position. But you should always have a max loss per trade and a max loss per day, obviously, and a day trading plan and log. Trade in a simulator first. Only trade with money you can afford to lose. So on and so on and so on that I've said a zillion times. And you can watch me trade, guys, but do your own due diligence. So that's how we start with that range bound, right? And then we're going into the range sometimes is so big, $80. We want a range that's like 50 cents or $1. So what do? How do we cut that down where we can have a ceiling and a floor, or a resistance and a support to go in and out as the candlestick shows that for the price action, right? Like here, this would be a support level, and that is the ATR low already on this stock because it's been diving down. This is because they did a $600 million secondary offer. I think that was, offer on Friday, and that just tanked the stock. But anyway, we need to get that zone tighter, right? That ceiling and floor, the channel trading, right? So we can go long off the support and short off the resistance. So we find other levels. We find those ATR levels, quarter, half, and whole. We find the pre-market low, center, and high. We see if those levels are going to be respected. Most likely, they're reaction zones. We wait and see, is it consolidating near a level so we can then take the next time it dips and go up. So we're looking for those types of zones. We're also going to use the whole and half dollars, and we're going to use support and resistance levels on short-term historical data. So like if I open up this chart, now, since this has just had a huge move, we probably won't find anything down here. If I went across, the lowest thing here is like 125, and our price action now is way down to 107. But normally we'd look for where the stock price has stopped and abruptly turned around, and we draw a support or resistance level. In this case, it'd be a resistance level at that level in case the price comes to it again. We don't really want to mark stuff that's near our area because otherwise we'll never see it, so there's no point, right? But that's another way to find channels that might help you trade in your short-term data. And then once you get those tightened up, right, the next thing you're doing is you're doing 3 different types of trading, which I do. We're looking for, number 1, a momentum trade. Now, it doesn't matter too much about where you've marked your horizontal lines or where you're remembering those levels might be. That's basically looking at volume and order flow and trying to jump on that surfboard. That's a momentum trade. Most of that is done for stocks with a catalyst where you buy high and sell higher. Sometimes with the large caps, there are opportunities. So I put that into the mix to trade because now we're in the safety of a large cap where it's really hard to lose money unless you don't follow your trading plan because it's just so conservatively moving in a chop all day long. So now you have an opportunity to do a little momentum in there and make a base hit. We're going for base hits. We're not going for big trades here. The other way to trade it is buy the dip, which is when it comes down to a support level, or sell the top when it comes up to a resistance level. Kind of the whole essence of the strategy. Buy the dip, sell the top. Now, you're going to see these levels create themselves in the middle of the morning session. And you'll see me draw smoothing levels. I'll go like, hey, guys, I'm going to kind of average that out. It's really settling around the 108.54, but then I'll just make it the 50 cent even because then I've gotten myself 2 potential reaction zones, a 50 cent level and where it's smoothed out. And now I may watch that. It's also at the bottom of the market magnet. The RSI turned it around and the MACD turned it around. Now, again, pre-market, I don't trust these levels as much. But it's just give you an idea that you'll see me mark the, buy the bottom, sell the top, or buy the dip, sell the top based on this, based on things like this. And then the third way that we trade, which is the strike and recoil, which is basically what the session's named after, this is the most accurate way to trade, 85 to 90% accurate. When the stock strikes up like a snake, you go the opposite way. You hit the recoil because stocks are going up, down, up, down, up, down. Even as they move up, you can catch those, or down, up, down, up, down, up. So those are for short-term trades, and this indicator was specifically designed to tell you how much of a recoil you have when you get in that. Now, will it always recoil where you want? No. You need to be prepared. I go in usually only 25% of my position in case I miss that doesn't recoil enough and it strikes twice. And then I can average in my price by averaging more shares, and then my recoil position goes way up. Now I'm already in trouble when that happens, so I'm managing a bad trade. I just want to get out at that point. But I'll only enter in 25%, and then I'll look for the recoil. Unless, of course, price action hits momentum, and I'm like, well, I'm going to stay in that, recoil. Sometimes 2 strategies will come in at once. You'll see me call them. But mostly, I'm getting in and out, and I get screamed out for not staying in long enough. And it just comes from being beat up so much. I'd rather take the base hits with you guys. I really don't want you to over-risk your position. I certainly hold trades a long, long time, if you've watched my videos, into thousands and thousands of dollars. But here, streaming, we're going to play it cool. and just take the money on base hits. It adds up. We're only going for $100 or $200 a day, and maybe $300, $400, $500, depending on how it goes. But 100 minimum, really, we try to go for. That doesn't mean I make it all the time trading in this style. I mean, Trader View right now, this month we had one red day. That's my first red day in many months. I like to say that, but we had only a $23 day there. I mean, for the month, it's doing pretty good. Last month we did 4,500. The month before that we did 7,500. Those are life-changing numbers. It's not enough to quit your job, maybe your second job, enough to pay your mortgage, enough to pay your car payment, enough to make a difference in your life, right? So those are the three strategies, guys. Let's get into the trade report. So yeah, this is what the major banks will use. They have more data than we have, unless you pay a lot of money to get that data. But yeah, I talked about why this one stock is going down so much because of its offering. It has Friday. You have the Kevin Walsh is doing the talking in Jackson's Hole. I always want to say Woods Hole, like Cape Cod. Chips still going down because of Korea, the stuff that's going on in South Korea. And then the PCE report's coming out on Friday as well. Crypto's still on the move. And we're going to be looking at some of this today. Let me pull this up. If you want to take a snapshot, I'm going to read these off the charts in a minute. There we go. So you can take a snapshot there if you want these levels. That's your floor, ceiling, and pivot. Then the overall target based on the 5 top analysts. What was I at there? So you guys got to Marvel basically. Maybe you didn't quite get Marvel. There's the next snapshot. Interesting. Yeah, so NVIDIA's got its earnings coming too. I'm surprised that wasn't on the news. And then here's your last snapshot. As far as these levels, I'll be reading these on the charts in just a minute, guys, and we'll be trading live in 9 minutes. Okay, so here's what it's saying to do on the intelligence report for the big boys, what they're going to be looking at. I'm looking at to short this morning. That's where I'm going to look. I'm hoping it's not hard to borrow. What does it say? Easy to borrow still. Okay. MU and Marvel, I mean, there's still, I just don't trust going short on these guys because they're just all over the board, the memory and chip stocks. But everything's, it looks like it's down today. And here's the real setups they're saying with the pivot levels. Again, I'll be the number one. I'll be looking to trade what they call the number one, which I usually do. And I'm like giving up on AMD these days, guys. They're doing all kinds of shenanigans with that stock. So we'll go over that at some point. But right now, we're just going to focus on what we're doing today. And let me get into my charts and we'll read these real quick, guys. So you should have the tickers maybe on the left side. And then across the top, you want ceiling, pivot. Floor, pivot, ceiling. And I'm going to read these real quick, okay? So AAOI is 101.27 floor, 109.30 pivot, 117.33 ceiling. Moderna is 136.76 floor, 144.21 pivot, 151.66 ceiling. Yeah, I started out of order. I started with the last one, but I'm back to the beginning here. I don't have pivots and stuff on the SPY and the Q, guys, just a direction that it said on there. Tesla is 354.03 floor, 360.96 pivot, and then 367.89 ceiling. Closer to my position, thank goodness. AMD 451.49 floor, 465.69 pivot, 479.89 ceiling. Apple, we've got a 306.83 floor, 310.65 pivot, 314.47 ceiling. NVIDIA, 211.57 floor, 214.70 pivot, 217.83 ceiling. Let me check my latency for a second here, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wow, it's 7 seconds. Is that really right? Try that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wow, it's 7 seconds. So it's a little slower than usual. Did I read NVIDIA? I think I did. 211.57 floor, 214.70 pivot, 217.83 ceiling. MU is 903.87 floor, 937.24 pivot, 970.61 ceiling. Intel is 85.23 floor, 88.48 pivot, 91.73 ceiling. Marvel is 220.61 floor, 229.80 pivot, 238.99 ceiling. Amazon is 255.57 floor, 259.31 pivot, 263.05 ceiling. Oracle is trading live in just over 5 minutes. 142.23 floor, 145.76 pivot, 149.29 ceiling. Of course, they have 200 of these guys at least levels for the intelligence report. I'm just pulling the ones that hit the scanner that we might trade. Floor on SpaceX is 128.63 floor, 133.70 pivot, 138.77 ceiling. SKKHY 151.85 floor, 158.50 pivot, 165.15 ceiling. Palantir 174.64 floor, 178.53 pivot, 182.42 ceiling. NBIS 199.25 floor, 211.60 pivot, 223.95 ceiling. Circle is 86.16 floor, 88.97 pivot, 91.78 ceiling. I have some of these marked with recent highs and stuff. We've got Coin is 182.98 floor, 188 pivot, 191.36 ceiling. Boy, has that had a move up. Hood, yeah, all my crypto's going through the roof, which is great. Ceiling is 104.69 floor, 107.75 pivot, 110. The ceiling is 110.81. MSTR, we were looking at this today too, is 118.22. This is a new one on the scanners from usual. 118.22 floor, 121.61 pivot, 125 ceiling. And then the last one we already did, AAOL. So this is the one I'm going to look at. So I'm going to get ready to trade this. See what our opening volume is like on this. Spread's pretty high. And, I may hop around. That's why I showed you my other charts up here. I may hop around for some other stuff. I mean, NVIDIA is interesting. I think it's going to have a really, really good earnings report, but it's been going down on all of its good reports. So who knows, right? And the market's at all-time high still. So it's like, do we want to, just randomly ride everything up high because it feels random, or start doing some of these shorts? More now than ever, watching the intraday price action seems to be the better play, right? So let me take a look over here for MSTR. Oh, did I already have that? I don't see it. I must have it. Oh, it's at the top here. All right, I want to watch this at the open too, just to see if it does something weird here. We have about 2 minutes, guys. Good luck this morning. I'll keep my opening at 50 shares if I even take a trade. Seems like our clock is about right on, which is good. Pre-market just populated. Yeah, this is not a stock I normally trade, so I don't really know what to do. I'd kind of look for a up and then short it, or I might jump on a short that's just going straight down. I don't feel I'm in a lot of trouble of this recovering, but nobody knows for sure, right, guys? So have a maximum loss per trade. Be careful. So we can watch here to see how the mark changes from the open. That's yesterday's close. Yeah, that's why I put this is the top of the scanners over here. So this is interesting. High on liquidity, even though it's its volume is very low pre-market here, but we'll see what happens in 50 seconds. Squawk on the street. Got it. The sound off over here. Yeah, I'll be most likely do market, even though the spread's pretty high here, if I get in this anywhere near on the first candle, because I'm not sure I'd get picked up if I'm trying to go short, It does say easy to borrow here, so no problem there. Here we go. 7 seconds for me. And we're off. Off to the races. Well, I kind of didn't want to jump on it. I probably should have. I'd have a lot of money already. I jumped on that. I'm going to do it, guys. I'm just, I hesitate to chase stuff, but I'm just going to do it. I'm looking at everything, and I wish I would have grabbed it right when it opened, but I'm going to, I might come and trace for a second, and I'm okay with scaling into a higher short position, but I feel like it's just going to continue to plummet down. So I chased it. I'm chasing this. So we'll try to get a base hit here. We'll try to get that base hit right there to start. So that's a $20 opening trade. See, every one of these lines is 50 cents. So see if it gives me a chance. If it starts to recoil some up here. Is that its strength of the recoil? Because that is terrible. Yeah, that's it. I got in it again. This time I hit the ass to get in it. Got it at 105 even. I'm going to try to get out again for a quick base hit there. So we got $40. Be careful here, guys. This is moving a lot on the lines. So on the 50, every one of these is 50 cents. So you can see the distance that it could hurt you. You might want to jump in 500 shares and go, I can make more. And then suddenly it goes, bam, so I see it happen all the time. So we don't have enough data to go by other than, hey, it's going down because of that $60 million share, or $600 million. Was it a buyback for 600 million buyback. Continuing to go down. See if we can get above 105 again. Started to. I tried to grab it there at 104.99. I'm going to cancel that order. Now it would have. I think it would have picked me up. It stopped at 104.98 there when I tried to get it. Let's look at the Scalp-Pro here and see if it's going to. It might have some retracement here, so let's just play it cool. Everything's going down that I have on my upper charts. The QQQ is down $2 already. The only thing that went up is SpaceX, and that's because they already did the last people could sell on Friday, and I think now it's poised to go up. Probably Tesla went down too, surprising. They had that robo-taxi deal last week. Wow, it just keeps trying to recover and then going down again. Yeah, I'm going to try to get in that at 73. See if it even goes up there again. Nope, I'm out. What's our spread? So can it hold 103 even? Yeah, it held 103 for a second. I'm going to grab that. So I got it at, oh, wow, that was a terrible pickup. I thought it was over 104 when I hit that button. So that was annoying. Is this the beginning of its retracement? Yeah, I'm going to get out. Yep. I saved some of my money there. And it went back down on that nice rickshaw man too. It's a rickshaw man pattern. So yeah, I got worried there was going to be a pop, and just kept my money, a little bit of it. Lost. That was a $30 negative trade based on fear. Or prudent, perhaps you could call it. I don't know. Things are starting to turn around on the other stocks, so, but this is its own animal here, so I just don't know if it's enough to, that news is enough to do what it's done to the stock, you know? What's our volume? Pretty high. A lot of people are riding this down. It's really sort of stayed at this level for the last, you can see it's hovering at this level like it's going to turn around. So more worried about just following it straight down. I'd love to see a retracement up for a bit. Here's our VWAP up here. Yeah, it's really leveling out, so hard to call now. We're still green after having our fun. What is moving here for us? This has got a lot of volume still, yeah. This is based on a Bitcoin move here. What is coin? Coin is steady as she goes. What about hood? Hood is steady as she goes. SpaceX is up. And this one's like leveling out now that I didn't trade it, right? I'm trading AAO. Yeah, see, it is starting to go back up. So if you'd been brave and dropped in 300-400 shares and just held, big money, over $1,000, $2,000. So it just depends on if you want to, what your level of risk is, what you want to put in for share size. But it did go down as predicted. Now it's maybe done it and going to start to stair step around here, much harder to call. Now, there are strategies that just drop loads of shares based on that. If it breaks the certain point and then you just go, you just go get in and get out in like 30 seconds and you walk away with like 5K. If it goes your way. A lot of excitement there. A lot of FOMO there. So it pretty much respected that floor. It stayed above the floor and it's right on its pivot on the 15-minute. Well, it was just before open, actually. Yeah. Here's your pivot. There's your market magnet. There's your VWAP. 29. I would not go long here. Here's why. That just moved 75 cents in a split second there. They're like, you're not going up. What are you thinking? I would mark the 105 level as a stronger resistance level, a $5 level, if we stay and try to trade this. I don't see anything else calling me, so we really want to wait till 9:45 a.m. East Coast time in the New York Stock Exchange. Amazon's up. Circle's up. MSTR is up from its open. No, it's not. It's up in a percentage from its close. It's down from its open. I'd love to catch this on a dip again at the magnet because that just called it out like 5-6 times. So if this goes back here, I will short it. And that is its low, but yeah, new low now. Yeah, not going to do it. Apple's going up. Tesla's just down like $1. SPY's down $1. The Q's down almost $4 now. God, it's tempting to chase it, huh? Very tempting. See how the sellers got weaker here? Let's see what happens with this. This has 45 seconds to close here, but you know, this, I'd like, if I'm thinking about chasing it, I'd want the sellers to pass the last volume. But see, it's going back up. There's a little bit of a battle here. Not enough to go long. So we're coming up to a 5-minute alignment. Everybody's red. All the big boys, all the longer time frames are going to look to short it. Okay. Let's see if we can get it up there a bit. We're looking for 104.50 level on the market maker here. No. Oh, the magnet pulled down. So we no longer have the magnet up here. So here it is here. So this is probably trying to get that high. Is not going to happen. So let's look at more like 104 maybe. Yeah, everything's a maybe right now. We don't have enough data here. It's really grinding here. Safer to trade when you've got a 74 cents there, 91 cents here, $1.18 here. Here we go. What are we going to do here, guys? You're going to give us some kind of a retracement that we can short. I'm looking here, not seeing much that excites me for a price act. There's 58 for a second. Stopping at the 50 cent. There's 64, 68, 70. I'm going to take that. All right. So I'm assuming I'm going to get hurt for a second, and then it's going to come back down. So I got it at 45. I'm not opposed to adding in up here. But I didn't want to lose the trade, so I'm going to scale in case it just dropped immediately. I'm doing the swing trade strategy to try to get this to come back down now. Momentum shows down. Yeah, there it goes. MACD sent it up, huh? Interesting. I'm looking for a bigger dip here to make a little bit more like what we lost. Yeah, I didn't like the look of that. That was upward momentum it was showing. Is it done with its downward move? Hard to believe. It's possible, I suppose. Anything is possible. We're right. We were right at my position there. All right, let's get a further drop there. You're looking good. Let's show us some real dropping here. So our low is 102.50. I'm going to try to get out right there. That's a base hit. We're back to where we were before I lost that other trade. But, this is somewhat callable if we go short biased. I don't know if this is what I want to do all morning, but it's interesting. You can see over here MSTR is very grindy too, with some good ranges here, it looks like. That was 121.37. Yeah, that's almost $1, like an 85-cent candle right there. I don't know. So obviously, if you look at the 15-minute, it's straight down. We haven't even gone 15 minutes yet. Here's your 5 minutes. It's showing a little bit of a doji there. because of all this action. You know, there's the 5 minute to the 15 minute shows the space right there. Again, as this goes up here, it's a good shorting opportunity. I wouldn't go long though. That's me. I mean, Nvidia's going down. See, this is it. It's got its earnings coming up and it's down like $4, right? Yeah, $5 almost. Look at that. SpaceX is up $3. Intel's down $2. Moderna's dropping off again. People may we did good money on this on large share size the other day. Very, very good. It had the volume to actually trade large share size, which is nice. But yeah, we did good on the stream channels too, low share size. Well, let's just give it a minute here. We're coming up on the grind. We're 12 seconds away. This seems to have determined its levels right now. So if I did a smoothing level, it would be about right there. But because it's so close to the 50-cent level, I would just make it 50 cent. Call that our temporary channel ceiling. And this are the 50 cent that it stopped dead at here, our temporary channel floor. Very temporary. Don't bet the farm. No family farm on these prices. But if it keeps, you know, channeling here, then we have some opportunities, right? That's a dollar channel. Volume's pretty low. It's just dropped down half of what it was. So we have to keep an eye on that because with a high spread, we can get chopped up on that. Look at the Q just fading, huh? Yeah, the talking heads in the morning can really send the market a certain way. I think 99% of them have no idea what they're talking about, but that doesn't matter. So Nvidia's coming down to the 100-day moving average. That's 207. Interesting. So the last time on the earnings, it dropped below 200. I'm pretty sure, even though the earnings were and the guidance was fantastic. Wow, so it made a new low, and then that would have been a great recoil, huh? Let's take a look at this for recoiling. Oh no, 318. I'm going to take that. So even though it's going up, I'm going to take that on a recoil. And I took it on market, so it was not a good position as it continued to go up. But I'm thinking it's going to reject, so I wanted to get in it before I lost it the entire trade. So it's hurting me. Well, that's not what it had been doing. So back here it was. So the 15-minute people decided to send this up, huh? I'm looking for momentum down to scale in. Not seeing it. Still showing momentum up. Not strong, but it's showing it. There's a little bit of momentum down. Okay, I'm going to go for that. Looked like it was about to go straight down, so I took a chance and scaled in based on the order flow. So now it can hurt me faster or make me money faster. Order flow still shows down, guys, so this could be a good one with the 100 shares. See how the buyers weakened here? Oh, this isn't a good sign, but let's see. So there's the 20. There's the top of the market magnet, which is a resistance. along with the 4, but it broke the 104 strong now, so not looking good. This is how off my position I am right here. So you can count the money in dollars because it's 100 shares, so $57, $75, you know. So just I had a little bit of a cushion, so it's not quite so bad, but we have to wait this out, guys. Not opposed to full share size, 200 shares, depending on how it looks. It's a cheap enough stock to do that with. We want a big dip here, since it threatened us. We want a big, big recoil down. There was 18 bucks there. Probably would have given me about $10 of that if I went in market. Sellers are weakening. I don't like to see it. Look at it just freeze there. 52K volume now. There are not enough shorters to send it down anymore. Pop. There's a pop. It should go right down. Do you not listen to me, Mr. Puppet Master? There. Now that's better. I think I'm going to buy the bid the way this is acting. Take it there. See if it picks me up. There we go. So it ended up being okay. I didn't wait it out because it was just not doing as the order flow said. So now it'll probably, you know how it works, right? Now it'll probably make me $200 more if I had it. But anyway, we're up, we're green, and I'm worried about continuing to trade this. Let me try to find, because the volume keeps dropping, and I don't normally trade this stock. So I'm not, what does that mean when I say stuff like that? It is so amazing how price action repeats intraday based on the same retail traders jumping on a stock. So you get to kind of know your crowd and how they move the, you know, you can't count on it and you can't count on anything. But I don't know this crowd and I don't know who's over here and who's going to jump on and jump off. I have no idea. So it's one less thing, security blanket for me. So one less thing I would want to stay over here with. Unless there's just nothing else. What's MU doing? MU went down 20 something bucks. Intel's down a couple bucks. The only one that's really showing up is Amazon. Let's take a look at that to see if that's got actionable trades or if it's just too grindy. Liquidity says elite. I like them when we have a bias. There's a 50 moving average. Great. It rejected it already. That's the day moving average and the ceiling. So we've got some levels to look at that we can probably short off that level depending on the momentum. And then it stopped dead at the VWAP. So this is good. And there's the most respected level of ATR. That's the half right next to the magnet. And look at the volume coming in there. So this is good. Yeah, let's set this up to see if we've got some moves here. Spread's not too bad. Yeah, had one pull back, did an inverted hammer. Yeah, this volume dropped over here too. I'm going to put Tesla. I want to watch Tesla over here. It stopped at its floor. So it's using this as a floor right now. How far is it going up? There's some pretty good liquidity for Amazon. Geez. So 62.50, very, very temporary ceiling, but more up near its high, up near the 50 would be a better place to short. And the ceiling's like 263.05. I love how they go 05, you know, but it's precisely a mathematical formula. So based on all the different data, including Fibonacci levels is what the trade desks use, which is interesting. nature's mathematical formula. Wait it out a bit. We could almost do 100 shares here. I mean, that's 50 cents. That range was 60, 70. So it's safe to do 100 shares. Yeah, I'll go 100 shares. So we can maybe do a little better. Well, how much money do we have here? $70 or something? $77. Okay. So we're keeping it nice and safe and conservative, guys. We're going for $100 to $200 a day. You, of course, could put 1,000 shares in. That is entirely up to you on what I'm doing, but you should be doing your own due diligence. I'm trying to keep it tight for everybody so you don't go crazy. I know a lot of you still trade in Sims, which is a good idea until you really feel confident. $100 to $200 a day, $2,000, $4,000 a month. We get to $3,300 a day. It's $6,000 a month. $400 a day. It's $8,000 a month. I mean, these are life-changing base hit trades. So make a plan that you stick to, and don't go overboard with share size, because most likely you're gonna be nervous taking the trades as you go up in share size. So. I see an upward. I'm going to take that. So yeah, market didn't fill me real well, but I'm going to look for a recovery back up here. So let's see. We're on the half ATR. I got a little impatient there. I probably should have waited a little bit, but that's okay. The market always does what I say. You've witnessed it, right? The puppet master and I go way back. We are so tight. Yeah, I could have at least just grabbed bid, and I would have been in a much better position than I am right now. Yeah, and now I'm paying for it. Yeah, I was thinking about scaling, but I'm too close to my position to do that. Down here, I was thinking if it kept going, I was thinking, because I'm pretty sure the VWAP will support it. I mean, that's what happened over here. But yeah, I'd rather not write it down that far, but I jumped the gun here thinking that we were going to get, I didn't want to miss this move back up. You're always bouncing on the edge of the knife trying to call these things. I mean, the magnet's drawing it. The other thing is I thought I was closer to my position was, well, it is pretty close to the ATR, isn't it? Yeah, I'm a 186. The ATR is 82. Okay, yeah, that's not bad. Uh-oh, we don't want to see that coming in below the magnet. See that volume coming in below it? It's going to be like a battering ram to push this down. And this pulled back. So the average is below me now. Well, we already knew that from the VWAP, but I'm talking the most recent averages below now. No sign of this going back up right now. Yeah, I don't know if I want to scale into this or just take a loss, honestly. I don't like the look of it. So it's on the 20 now. That's a real fade, huh? Nice slow fade. 15 minutes still green. There's momentum up. It's tempting to grab it. It's just so close to my position, and when I hit market, it's not going to fill me very good. Although it doesn't that big a spread. Again, showing momentum up on the order flow. How strong is it? Had I jumped in down here, I would have been out now. I could have gotten out. This is moving very grindy and slow too, is another thing I'm not liking about it as far as trading it. Now it's using the ATR as a ceiling resistance. Here comes our 1 hour alignment, guys. How about our Apple traders seeing all that big green and going, our Amazon traders and going straight up? It's a reaction zone coming up in 15 seconds. We're going to at least wait out that move and see. Here we go. What do they see? A bunch jumped in. They saw green. They went green. I just got out, honestly. I'm not waiting for the whole move. And you people are saying, why didn't you wait, Professor? Well, it's the 1,000 paper cuts I got right here that made me not wait. That I will short, though. Let's see. Let's see if it's going to torture me on an upward move here. Here's the ceiling. Come on, get a recoil here. Get back down where you were living. You got a 50-day moving average sending this down right here. Should expect at least some rejection here if it's going to, before it takes off, if it keeps going up. Some recoil here. MACD sending it up. It broke the magnet high. I don't want to see this pull up. This is boring stock to trade. We're going to have to find something better. Oh, it hurt me. It hurt me. $0.30 off my position. Almost added. It just wasn't enough to scale in. Here comes a reject. It's showing a bigger downward move here. Wow, it just froze, huh? Take that. All right, so that's a little. So we broke $100, right? Yeah, 108. You can just trade this grind. It's, you know, I think I'm like 90, 85 to 90% accurate trading this kind of trading. I missed one at the open there in the first few candles, and then I got it back. But it was just, how many stocks have we traded here? I can't remember. Just 2? Yeah, so this is the one where I missed a trade, but then got it back. But so it is accurate if you wait it out, scaling it in, go slow, you know, set your levels. Remember, guys, if you just tuned in on a replay, you can trade live with me, you know, so just put on your notifications. So this magnet's coming in here, and there, see how I pulled it up? That was the volume above the the price volume above the point of control, or the magnet in this case, and it's pulling back. So the magnet's going to stay here for a bit, and that is called a magnet because the price action keeps coming back and gravitating to it based on how many shares are coming in at a certain price. And it is a very handy indicator to use as one of the probabilities of a direction. You want to line up as many probabilities as you can. Don't overstay your welcome. Take a base hit. And if you want more money, raise your share size. Don't stay in longer. You guys have seen me trade 1,000, 2,000 shares of the same. Mostly I stay in longer on those long, on those high share size. You'll see me do those on Zoom demonstration videos so you guys can see after the Zoom. But because we don't want front runners when we're trading such high share size. But it's you can make a lot of money trading levels on large caps. Range bound. See, sellers are straight across here now. Nice and even. Hesitate to take a long here, but I am thinking about it the way it's moving. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do that because the sellers are getting so weak. So we're going to look for a recovery and get ready to get out. If it breaks the VWAP level, I'm not going to be happy about it. It was decent. Not opposed to hitting that again. So the VWAP's at the 20-cent level. We're at 35 on market. The market maker is going to get me in the trade at least. I'm going to take that. Got it at 25 cents. Better than my last position, maybe. We'll see, depending on which way it's going to go here. Did break the VWAP, so. Here we go. We're creeping it up here, bit by bit. So I definitely used the Scalp-Pro meter to make that trade, the momentum. And then I used the VWAP level along with the market magnet level. You can see the RSI said it was oversold as well, but it is continuing to fade. So, we had an opportunity, but now we have to reassess. 15-minute turned red. Anything else that looks good here? Nvidia's still going down. 208 low now. SpaceX is settling on its pivot, 133.70. Moderna broke its floor, so we want to stay away from that right now. As did Tesla, but it's living along its floor, as you can see right here. So these trade desk levels are no joke, guys. These are guys and gals. These are, when I say guys, I mean guys and gals. I actually got a comment about that, and you got to cut me a break. Can't be PC all the time. I am thinking everybody when I say guys, but it wasn't a mean email. I think it was more like letting me know there's a lot of females that follow me. And actually, guys, just on that note, on the YouTube analytics, it shows me whether you're male or female, shows me the city you're from. Doesn't give me your address or anything, but so I can see the demographics. So it's kind of cool what YouTube, how it helps us as creators to try to target people, which I do terribly. I don't do any of that stuff, but occasionally I'll look just to see what's the age group. Is it male or female? What part of the country or world? It's like people from all over the world are trading with me. It's exciting to know that. So we've got, if you just tuned in, we're creeping our way up. We're 140 today. Remember, we're just going for a couple hundred a day, guys. Oh, the clock left. I'll put it back over here again. We'll make the date This is a free indicator, guys. You should get it at the $1 Million Margin Club. And then this one you have to actually pay for, Python, but I think it's like 19 bucks. It's very handy because it reminds me of multi-chart alignment, and often I need a real countdown without looking up here. I need the countdown on my chart. When is it about to cross that line to the second? Because it is amazing how multi-chart alignment. I mean, you just saw it with the 15-minute over here, right? Or the 1 hour. They all saw green. I said that's going to go up, and it went up. And then I'm pretty sure we made money on that trade, and then I took the short. But yeah, it's multi-chart alignment is more crowd trades. We're just looking for more people to go the same way. Short-term analysis. That's all we're looking. We're in and out. Base hits, very quick. They add up. $100 a day, $200 a day, $300 a day, $500 a day, $2,000 a month, $4,000 a month, $6,000 a month, $10,000 a month. Depends on how long you want to trade in the day. And I'm only trading here for about an hour, usually in the morning, and then I'll do an afternoon. I'll do other sessions, but for streaming, I'll a lot of times do an afternoon session too, like 2 o'clock-ish, 1:32, 2:30. Today I can't. I'm telling you right now, I have an appointment at 3 I have to drive to. Drive. Oh, my God. Without a driver. Do I seem entitled? Probably am quite entitled. When you get older, you got some money, you don't want to get buried with it. Take care of your family and then enjoy yourself, right? If you can, if you're lucky enough. I know I'm lucky. It's great. I'm lucky. I worked hard, but people can work hard and not have a dime. So I understand that. It's a lot of luck involved. Good choices. Okay, the mic cord is wrapped around my leg. There we go. You guys hear me? Okay, that was probably really loud. Okay, so I would rather short up here than go long. But man, the momentum is showing up right now in a big way. Yeah, I'm going to take that for a quick long trade here. Just a quick base hit I'm going for here. I'll just take a small one there. Looked like it was going to turn around, so I just decided to get out. I almost made a bear flag, but it had some breakage here. The 15 minutes shaping up to make a bull flag, which should be outstanding. That would be an 82% accurate trade if we actually get it, and that would be a lot of money. 59 up to, that'd be like a $4 move, if it actually did that, because it is shaping into a potential bull flag over here. Here's our next 15-minute. Candlestick pattern playbook, guys. I have a link to it. It rates them. They're no joke to learn that. One more thing you can add to your toolbox. They don't come into play all that often, but when they do, it's good to know them, Wow. Yeah, NVIDIA has a lot of volume over here. 237,000. Tesla just moved upward in volume. Oh, so it's breaking its floor. Yeah, I wanted to watch this today because I think it's going to end up upward. It'll be upward by the end of the day, in my opinion, from its open. But I'm, of course, rooting for that because of my position. I have it at 379 on a swing, and I'm selling out at 410 or something. It's like just under 6K. I found a level there that I wanted to take the profit out. So I think either the end of this week it'll be there, or certainly next month. It'd be fun to see what happens in September, huh? Is it going to get busier again? Because August is terrible. Everything's dropping in volume. Yeah, SpaceX is even money, but it's showing upward momentum right now. It looks interesting to trade SpaceX, actually. Stopped at its pivot and turned around. So when it climbs up like this, I look at this like being owning a, you know, different companies, building companies, and teaching building code and things like that, like I used to do one of my many businesses. I look at this like a foundation is stronger when it takes a lot of moves to go up, that it's got a better foundation to stay up here. That's how I read that. So my thought would be this is a dip to take advantage of as it goes back down there. Now I also want to look down here, to see what's going on. And the buyers did fade quite a bit here. So, but yeah, it proved that it was a great dip opportunity that I did not get as I explained it. You might want to look at the Q to see what's going on. I don't have the SPY up here now. Apple would be more moving like the SPY moves, actually. But right on the VWAP, right at the 9 and the 20. So that's why the MACD said, hey, the 9's curving up to cross over the 20. You'll get an alert, and it'll say we're going this way on the EMAs. And I'm going to take that, guys. So we're going to take that on a continuing upward move. I got it at the 25 cent, which is a little bit above the VWAP. So we have to hold it for a second to see if it realizes this move continues, or is it going to hurt me? Now, I'm not opposed to scaling in here because this has been a strong upward move. We just crossed that 15-minute though, and it just it didn't go the way I thought it was going to go as we crossed that 15-minute. So that's too bad. I'm on the buy because I'm looking to scale in here on momentum up. Yeah, I'm going to take that 200 shares and look for a pop here. Yeah, I was actually in higher share size than I thought when I added to that, because that's over what we should be trading on this account. I'm definitely into margin, I believe, here. We're not going to hold this trade for sure. So I want it to hold to 61. It didn't hold it, so I'm in trouble now. This is not going well. So that's a momentum target there. Yeah, it hit a momentum up there. Let's see if it actually does it, or if it's just a fade, fake out. Yeah, because it's saying now that it's sending it back down as it diverges right away from where it was. So this trade's going to go bad if it doesn't turn around quick. I got it. Yeah. So I'm going to actually be red on Amazon. So I'm contemplating whether I want to hold this deeper right now. Yeah, I'm going to hold it still. I'm going to hold this to turn around here. It's a pretty bad trade right now, so yeah, too many shares as it broke that 15. It was just, I didn't zone in that it broke the 15 chart alignment there, because that called for it to go down. Signs of turning around here. Got the bottom of the market magnet holding. Oh, no, it did not hold it. So I'm about to get shaken out here. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to get out. Yeah, actually, it went up right as I got out, but I didn't want to go red for the day, so down to 41 bucks. So that hurt. Jeez, we were doing so good. I'm going to look for an opportunity for this to buy the dip down here. Yeah, I'm gonna go back in now. Some of you would say, why didn't you just hold it? Because I don't know, you know. So my first goal is to get this green for the day. That's my first goal here. Is get Amazon green, and then I'll think about adding to the day. All right, we're gonna take that because it's frozen there, and that was a baby base hit. Here we come up to the 5-minute alignment. Everything's red. Should actually go down here. Let's see. That's one of the reasons I jumped out, because I didn't catch that on the 15-minute. But the momentum definitely shows up. Now it's fighting for its life here. Wow. There's an upward move. He took the base hit on the way back up. Yeah, like I say, you're always balancing on a knife on these, you know, that you gotta stick to your plan, you know, if it goes too deep in the red, you can't count on it. So it shook me out, and it did turn around, but it shook me out. It was way higher. Like I stayed in way longer than I should have. It's going to break the 61. It is. So yeah, so we're way lower than where it has been. Next thing would be, can it make a higher low over here than what it was? I'm looking at momentum more than anything right now, because I kind of got screwed up on that trade a minute ago. So it's not, we're green, but you saw how bad it hurt me. Kind of wanted to get to the goal this morning because I can't trade this afternoon. And I was there, I was at the minimum goal, and then I blew it. So now I'm only at like 63 bucks. That's momentum up. I'm going to grab it. Data says up. Now don't let me down. 37 cents. Should have already gone, and it didn't. We need a pop right here. There it goes. Messing with us. Momentum shows up. Let's get a nice big pop up there. Trying to get like this to 15 cents roughly. Ugh. We were so close. So I had a good trade. It was too small for my liking, so I held out. Yeah, it's showing momentum down now, so I'm not liking the look of it. Although, look at how weak the sellers are getting. Is Amazon going to prove the death of me today for my little carve of green that I'm trying to get? It's just taken so long to do anything. Yeah, it's fading, guys. It's just keeps acting like it's going to recover and then stops. Here comes our next 5-minute alignment. This one is green. Let it go down for a sec, then pop up. Wow, volume went all the way down to 26K. Yeah, we got to get out of here. It just stopped. And then depression set in. Still green. Remember, green is green. You should be dancing in the streets if you're green every day. At this point, I'm looking for a lesser loss just to get out of this if it pops up. $15 loss. Yeah, that's it. I don't even know what I'm at. 30 bucks. Okay, well, we couldn't call Amazon very well. It is a tough month, guys. Now it's acting like a stock you would never trade, which is normally what Amazon acts like. But we had it going pretty good. We had like 70 bucks on this, and then we lost it. We, as in it was somebody else on my team. I didn't actually lose it. I'm looking at the other stuff to see if I can catch a recovery here. Let's take a look at MU. The volume's high enough here. Our spread's redonkulous. Oh, let's do the whole and half dollars. We have to change it because it went out of its range. It has a $10 range up and down, $8.94. But you can just change it to the stock you want. And yes, I absolutely use the whole and half dollar. So there's a 50-day moving average. See if I have enough time to zone in on this. I'm not trading this afternoon. I'll stay a little later this morning. Try to get back, try to make the minimum at least of what we're going for, which is $100. You know. So there's the 50-day moving average. I think we still want to call this thing short. It's below the floor. So that's at, yeah, 896. Wow, that would have been great to catch that, huh? Look at how many dollars that went down. Let me just mark that level so we know. Well, I'm going to mark the 96. Yeah, 896. So we went down really low share size because of how much this moves on the chart, how much price it moves. Just so we don't get in a lot of trouble real quick here. But that move would have got us, you know, over $100 had I caught it. Okay, we're going for it. Going for the recoil. Tried to get out down there at 66 cents on a recoil. Still holding it over here. It's still rolling around, toying with me. I don't even know how much money that is. I just, oops. We're just going to hold it. We're going to keep that up there for now. I was thinking about adding to it up here, though, so I would have to cancel to do that. I'm gonna try to add to it there. So now I've got 40 shares, and I am red for the day if this doesn't turn around. So I will not stay that way though. But yeah, we need a recoil here. You know, it's definitely been higher earlier. It just seemed like it was playing down here. I didn't take a long bead on this. There's our floor up there. Our floor is quite a ways up for me to be holding it that far. MU's a risky one, guys, for sure. Not opposed to going 80 shares there. I think it would pick it up on this account. I'm not sure, actually. There's only 50K in here, so I don't know what it would do. But we don't want another red day. We don't like red days. I have time to set that. I was going to just flatten if it got to where I wanted, but that's an awful big move up out of nowhere to play it short. You know, it's just like, wow, should have gone momentum up, but really thought it was going to retrace. So it still could do that easily. So where am I at? I'm 87.21. So I'm like 97.21. So I'm like way down here. It needs to come way down here. You know. Wow, it's showing upward momentum. That is not something I want to see. Oh, boy. It's hurting me, guys. And I might have to just get out of this trade and then try to make it on the next one. This is getting too much in the hole. Yeah, I'm going to get out. That's too bad. So I'm really down like 140 bucks or something, right? Okay. So we got to take care of that. Stayed later just to go red. I thought it was going to be my savior. I caught it the wrong way because it changed its stripes the second I got in it. Do we dare short this thing again? Jeez. Is everything going up? Tesla shot up. Just looking to make sure I'm not missing some news here. Buyers weakened here. We're still looking to go up on this. This looks strong. Wow. So it almost came down to my position here. Oh, well. Not going to go short right now. All right, that's momentum up. I got in on market because I didn't want to miss the trade. I got some there, right? God, only like $5, really. Market toasted me. Yeah. Looking for a dip opportunity, but I don't see any on market. Coming back up to where it was high. Its high is right up here. Recent high. I'm just going to go 50 shares, guys. I'm going to try to just wait for the right call and make a bigger trade here. Still shows down, so we don't want to mess with that now. There's a reversal sign. God, it's not very strong. All right, so the magnet's calling it up. 05, that's pretty good. All right, that was a decent quick base hit there. I got a good fill on market. I got it on a downward swale. Yeah, we'll go for it. market, the delay and the market kind of got me, so it didn't. Yeah, I got down to just near to 100 down. Let's try to get this green at least. This is just straight up scalping, guys. So I'm really watching the order flow and momentum here. Coming up to the 5-minute alignment. It's a split both ways, $1.14 both ways. That's why it's creating kind of a rickshaw man there on the most recent candle anyway. Really making kind of a ceiling at that level. It happens. We go down sometimes. It happens. We can get it back. The we of me that got it down is not me. The we that gets it back is the we I mean. We'll get it back. So kind of like right at the 900 level. I mean, that should be a respected level, the $100 level, which is like right generally right there. It's kind of making a flat top, so I don't think I want to go short here because it could have a real breakout. This is going to pull this up, sort of like a springboard down here. If we can get a dip, closer to 900 would be better. There it goes. It's going to push it up now. Probably break that level. Yep. And there it goes. Okay, so shorting off the floor is a possibility here. What's the VWAP at? 905. We're about to leave the $1.50 levels again. I'd love to get a dip to go long right here. I feel better about that than going short. Break the 902, please. Get down lower. We'll try that. 76. I actually think that's pretty good. I think it's going to shoot back up here. So let's see. I have to hold it into a little pain, maybe. That's a decent trade if it picks me up there. I'm right over here at 25 cents. Yeah, it got me. It showed it. It didn't show it there right away, but that got me down to 76 negative. So we're going the right way. Let's not blow it here. Momentum is still showing down, so I'm waiting to get a little lower to try to buy a dip down there. MACD's sending it down. But a whole bunch of stuff sending it up now too, so. Wow, there's a real battle here. I'm going to take that. Looking for a recoil. Got a real quick one. I think I made money, right? Yeah, okay. Just a quick recoil there. This being green was what I'd really like to see, but whoa. That went down there fast. I wasn't ready for that recoil. Darn it. That would have been a great trade to catch right there. Would have got us green, I think. So when you miss it, don't get FOMO. You got to wait. You got to wait again for the setup. That's a 900 level. That's why I have that marked. I mean, it's a $900 should hold it. You know, if it starts to break below that again, then if we're going long, we need to be concerned. There, you guys can see that better now. Let's see. Got really hard to call suddenly, so I'm just hanging tight. Oh, yeah, the volume dropped. Okay. Spread picked up, volume dropped. Two bad things. It's getting closer to that 900 level, guys. Wow, I'm going to grab it there. 42. Oh, my God. I'm just going to get out. I think I lost money. I just had to get out of that trade. I didn't like the level I got. Wow, that was a terrible. Thought I was getting it below 900 and at 42 cents above it. It would have made a good trade. I just didn't like where I started, so I got out quick. So I'm sure that put me back down a few bucks plus exchange fees. And there it went. It would have been better to hold it. It just looked like it was going to dip much lower off the 900, but it held it, which is cool. That's great. So we got a floor resistance and a floor support down here, and then the floor of that, meaning it's a ceiling resistance, but it's the floor level. So there's sort of our level. It's almost a $4 level here. So easy to get green if you catch it the right way. Yeah, I'll try buy the bid this time if it gets down there. That was like a 60-cent surprise the wrong way. Most likely, if you're trading MU much, you're going to have to register with your 13H, I think it is, large share size trader. I'm staying on later, guys, because I can't come on the afternoon, so. Why do I have that level marked? Oh, okay, because it kept stopping at the 902. I did it a bunch here too, but then it just broke it. Yeah, I'm just not seeing the levels. I got one trade I thought was good, and I didn't get in it. It would have been good if I got in it where I thought, but just the way market treated me. Really hesitate to go short when you see something like that, and something like this, you know. That's what it's screaming for up here. I mean, we're getting the recoils for sure. I probably will take it off of the 904. Big risk. I just don't know if I want to do that. Look at those buy the bid opportunities there. 40, 50 cents, just like one after another if you catch it. That is definite momentum up. Can we catch a dip? No, it hit it. Hit it before I could get the dip. Give me a dip now. You may really reject off this floor, guys. That is a trade desk level, so yeah. So it actually resisted off of that. I'm gonna try to get in on a dip there. Sell the ask real quick. Yeah. Okay. So that was decent. The bid and the ask were my friend that time. Momentum is up. If we can just catch a little bit of a dip here. See, be careful. I keep remembering we have the MACD sending it down and the floor, so I'll try it. Just because the recoil is enough. Yeah. So we are green today, right now? Yeah. Woo! Right, Mom? We got $4. Yeah, what's it going to do here, guys? I can't even look at other stocks because I don't have the time. So we're just going to stay dialed in on this and hope for the best here. Hope is not a strategy. Now take a shot. Whenever I say hope, take a shot. Hope is not a strategy. It's the shot game with the word hope. It's right there. Didn't pick me up. $93.08. Wow, that's too bad. I had a quick recoil and it didn't pick me up. So I'm holding in for it to recoil back up. There it goes. See, I'm right there, but it didn't fill me. Filled some of my shares. Wow, that's painful, huh? We're just going to flatten if I get a chance up there. I think I actually made money on that trade. We're $18 up. Oh my God. It's better than being 150 down or whatever it was. Another day in August where you can't make any money scalping. It's just, unless you're doing trading the open and doing momentum. That's probably where the money was this morning. Nice, huh? it goes. It's gonna reject off the floor again up there, which we'll call our ceiling. $15-minute looks like it's like a real problem, you know, when you see it on the 15-minute. Trade desk level, guys, so be careful. Once it breaks it, we could, you know, try to ride it up. But what I'm worried about is like an $8 to $10 rejection here. There it goes. So RSI says overbought, and now you're hitting the VWAP at 905. We're moving out of the range of the $1.5 levels again. I want to remember the $5 level. That's why I marked it. Wow, huh? Do not short off this now because we have broken the level. So looking for a dip, guys. That's what I'm looking for. Closer to the below 904. It's just not going back down. There's a downward momentum showing right there. Yeah, there it was. I'll try to get it there. Come on. Is the volume really that bad that you can't friggin' fill that order? Wow. That was just bogus, huh? I had a nice, big, fat, plump green trade there, and it didn't fill me. It filled me just partially, 16 shares. So I caught that on the swale up. It made a quick $6. When you trade 1,000 shares of these, you know, these kind of numbers they can make you laugh. But hey, you know what? Green is green, money's money. It's more about the accuracy of the trade, really, at this point for me. Looking for that dip down by the floor again. It's getting very close to it. And it's tried to get it at 86, which is a penny below the floor. And then it just broke that floor in a big way. Wow. Tried to get that green trade there for a split second. Yeah, 50 shares can be painful here when it goes the wrong way like that. That's like not good. No, don't do it to me again, please. Don't do it to me again. Oh, boy. So it is rejecting suddenly, and I am going the wrong way. I got to get out. I was there. Now I'm 63 down. Wow. It just did a big rejection. And right off that VWAP, 905. 15-minute doesn't show it yet. 5-minute does. Momentum up, it shows. Well, we had a really good thing going here. We had a real grind going with some good levels, and then it just broke it. So this is going to send it up. So I'm going to go ahead and ride that up based on that momentum. Try to get, we're right at that level, but it's not picking me up because somebody was in front of me there. $30 down. Yeah, it's still showing momentum, guys. It's a bad position, but I wanted to get in the position. 15. There it goes again. Definite. Wow, I didn't jump in fast enough. That was definitely momentum. I'm going to get it now. 902.87. Looking for a pop here. MU is not my friend today. It's hitting the VWAP on the QQQ. Here we go. Upward momentum. Just takes a little and I have a green trade. That coming in is bad news for me. We broke the 1 hour alignment too. God, why didn't I see that? That's how I got in trouble the last time, not watching the multi-chart alignment. So this is just a struggle and it's just annoying. Gonna hold deeper here. Looking for the recovery. Happens fast with this stock, so we're just holding into it. I have a number to get out in my head if it goes too low here, so. Again, the volume below the magnet is not good. Yeah, the volume's way down there, 28K now. Do we have enough people to send this puppy up? It's a puppy. And we watch molasses dry on MU. And MU is so slow that you're just getting bored with its price action. That's a bad thing. Seems to have kind of found a floor here. Found some support. Yeah, the 15 minutes nice and red over there now, unfortunately. I'm going to have to get out because it looks bad. We were green and I blew it twice. Oh, God. And then depression set in. 150 down. So we're going to do something about that. And then look what happens, right? At the 900 level, it decided that it wanted to go back up. See if it really turns around here. We don't have a lot to go on right now. I'm looking at the levels. I saw the magnet pulling it down. I knew that it was trouble, you know. Yep, could have got me out of trouble there. Just like the last time when I sold, it came back. I definitely feel like a beginner trader. August is just killing me. Friday was easy. It was just like, oh, printing money. And then we're back to a difficult trade again. It's going to break that 900. We're going to go for a recoil off the 900. We got some there, 20 bucks or something, right? Yeah, $18. And then it took a shot down. Wow. It's dangerous now, recoiling up. I'm going to try to dig out again, guys. I'll trade a little longer for those of you that are still with me and haven't pulled your hair out of your head. I'm gonna try to go a little longer here. I mean, you know, it's not a big red day or anything, but it's just, it's annoying, you know. All right. Momentum shows up. Let's see if it's actually going to give us anything or just keep hurting us. Little trade. Does that, I lost $1 on that trade because of market filling. Showed 24 bucks right here and then lost me $1 by the time it filled. Part of it is, you know, if the ask doesn't fill, like that trade I lost on, the ask didn't fill and then it went the other way and I lost all that money. But, you know, it was, that one was a good fill, right? Yeah, so that one got me like 25 bucks. And exchange fees are going to be higher because of this stock is so expensive. Look at the 15, how far it's come down. We're way below the 900 now. I do not see any upward move here. Keep trying to play the recoil up, thinking it is going to happen here eventually. We want to be going the right way when it does. I'm going to go for it there. It shows a upward momentum for a brief moment. A little better, right? Down to 84 bucks. We're working our way back up. And I'm looking at order flow with level 2, and you can also tune in on the market maker, and then you just look at the recoil prices, and you can quickly see. But you got to remember not to miss your levels here. Like I missed the $900 level on that trade there. Like I got out, I think, over here before the 9. You know, right. I took my max loss here, and it would have given me a chance to not be that bad if I zoomed in on it. That's $100 level, and I just got so focused on reading the order flow that I just didn't see the other telltale signs of what might happen. See how the sellers are weakening here? I mean, this is a buying opportunity right here. That's what it's showing. I'm going to actually take it there. 58, I think that's a really good spot based on what I'm seeing here. I think this is going to recoil up. I don't want to overstay the welcome if it gives me something here that's decent, but it should have already gone up, unfortunately, and it didn't, but, you know. Yeah, I don't think that gave me much there, right? 81. Yeah, I think that was like $1. Yeah, then it goes. Yeah. I'm going to take that on the way up. 77. That was a bad fill for me. I don't think it can hit that recoil. Yeah, that was bad. Yep, it's just not going to go back up that high, so that's too bad. I got to get out. So, getting tired of this. That's the bad side of the market orders. You know, you get in and out, but then you're at a mercy of where it's going to hit you. So this 50 level, you know, if I see any sign of upward momentum, that is the place to get in. 896. It's getting close there. Nice recoils. Only about 40 cents, though. See if I can catch it on the bid if it gets down there. But now it's going up. Yep. Yep, saw that happening. It's got me gun shy, you know, riding these things, so. MU is exciting to trade, though, at the very least, even though we're going from red to green, green to red, whatever. It's exciting. I can't, what do I got? I got to, you know, I could get that in a couple of good trades, you know, but. I mean, that's not a lot of money to pick up here. I don't think this account will handle 100 shares, or I'd do it. I'm not sure it would handle it. So resistance at the 900 level, possibly, on the way back up. Strong momentum up right now. It's winding up to break that 900. I'm looking for a dip back down in the 898 area. No, it's not going to give me one. It's just going to break the 900. Let's see if it blows down from that level again. Should be a resistance, but it just might blow right through it. It looks like it's going to go right through it to me. Look at how strong the buyers are across. So tried to get in at 70 cents there, just below the 900, canceling that order. And that's why. That time it got me 899.01. I'm looking for the windup to go back up, so I'm going to hold this a minute. Yep, it's going to hurt me. It was a rejection more than a breakthrough, but it sure was threatening that breakthrough. I may have to try to find the time to trade this later because it's not doing what I need it to do right now. Sometimes post-market gives me an opportunity. Be curious to see. This might be a time I can see if I can go the full 100 shares. If I see the momentum going back up on me here. See what happens. Let's give it a shot. It let me have it. Yeah. Did I want it? We'll see how bad that can get very, very quickly. I'm all a whole nother dollar down. If it goes back up to the 900, I'm going to be sitting pretty. We'll hold into it and see. Obviously, this is a big chance, guys, so you don't want to be doing this. I mean, depending on your risk level, account size, and stuff like that. See, that's what happens. It's a whole 100 shares now, so this moves dollars at a time. If this 96 doesn't hold it, I'm in real trouble. And it didn't, but it did spring up off of it after it hit it, so. To send it all the way back to 900. Hey, it's exciting if nothing else, right? We got bigger numbers for a change, so it's more fun. I wasn't sure of this account, but I didn't really do the math if it could hold 100 shares of this, but yeah, I guess so, because I can 50K, that's 200,000 I can margin. So yeah, should be no problem. I don't think it'll go 200 though. I normally just want to stay under margin is the thing. So this, I know I'm not anymore under margin. So oh, Thinkorswim just froze. That was nice. I am looking to sell market, guys, just because I want to get out if it gives me an opportunity, you know. I don't know what we're at here. 214 down, 21 down. We'd like to go nice and green on this trade before I get out, not just manage a bad trade. That's what we like. That is my wish. I'm going to put it out there. Haven't broken a sweat yet. Because that was a nice little drawdown. MACD sending you up. Let's get up here where we can make some real money. I don't want to just go green. I want to get up here. Time is it? Oh boy, it's getting later for me too. Does that make it over here? 264. My red days go higher than my green days, and that's not good. We're not done yet, though. So when we're doing this kind of trading, we are not looking at longer term levels. You know, we are looking at short term levels, and that's the nature of the beast. So when somebody says you're not watching your levels, I don't know what levels they're talking about. Boy, I watch so many levels. you know. I know they're looking at like 15-minute trade or full day trades and stuff like that. So I'm not looking to hold it into a day trade. Many of these trades would go nice and green if I held them, you know. Now that I'm into margin, I definitely don't want to hold it. I would just rather clean the slate, make it the next day, and go from there. Volume has gone way down now, so that's even more trouble for it to recover. I mean, there's lesser losses under 100 here that would make it so I could still recover. And then there's those kind of action that just destroys me if it keeps doing that. It's holding that 96 for now, but it keeps threatening. So I could jump out there and it wouldn't be that bad of a trade, or just keep waiting for the move I've been waiting for. Beat you up so you think about it. You know, this is real grind here. My position's 98, so it's got to get up here to this line. Just for me to break even, you know, just breaking even on the trade. Now it's getting really painful. I could set it as a swing, but that's taking a big chance. Yeah, this is a really bad trade now. $400 on this. Jesus, what does that make me? Over 300 down? Yeah, that's not what I did not want to go 300 down on this, obviously, but just. And now it's not over 300 down. Now it's only 240 down. I mean, it really moves around. You know, the second I jump, it's going to shoot straight up, right? You know, the second I bail on this thing, it's going to go. Been living down here now for quite a while, so it's not fun. Could have taken a lot of trades in here on recoils if I wasn't stuck in the position. Finally, it's showing some sort of signs of momentum. Can it breach this level here? What we want 97.50 to breach the 97.50. Stalled again right there at 897. Momentum show up. If you just look at this, you can see it's showing a gradual momentum up. See, this candle is going to say, oh no, it closed down. So it lost a bunch of its momentum there. There it goes. So there's a choice. I could get out green, you know, if it comes up here, or I could keep holding. And I think I'll keep holding because that was the whole idea at the beginning of the trade, right? So how much do I need to make? Like $100 from wherever it is right now. So this trade, I should hold this trade into like a full dollar up at least, right? I'll just go out market. Probably should have just grabbed it, huh? Then you second guess yourself. And it goes. It's on its way to 900. Let's see if it can get up there. Wow, you see that from 77 up to $40 down. Jesus. Oh boy, a bunch of people took profit there. I wonder if I hit market right then, if I actually would have lost money. Probably, huh? It would have given me a terrible fill. I was just scooting over to the ask going, what if the market's going to kill me, you know? This is momentum up. This should keep going up. Right? It keeps hovering right at my position. Come on, bang up there. You know you want to. Get up there. Fortunately, that's a little doji reversal signal up there. Oh, man, really? Come on. Stop playing games. Get up to the 900. Taking its sweet time. Threatening to go back down like that. Yeah, I'm probably going to take a base hit if it gives me a chance again because I'm running out of time. I do have to go soon here, even though I can trade longer, but I just, not this afternoon, but I do have another appointment here, so. Let's look at it over here instead of on that. So 166. We'll just keep it here for a minute. Let's not overreact. Let's just watch that money. $158, $145, $122, $119. So I did get out there just because I wanted to take the money. So 48 bucks. From 300 down to 48 bucks down, and probably like 10 to 12 bucks in exchange fees. This is easy to recover from, but I'm having trouble doing it, and maybe I'll take one more trade here. I might do a post-market to get green because I'm really annoyed, but what I'd like to do is drop 500 shares in here and get green in a split second. That's what I'd like to do. On those recoils, split second, you know, you make the money. Last time I took 98 at a long. Now I'm thinking about taking 98 as a short. But there's momentum up. Wow, that would have been a good one. 99. And 914 was the highest it went there. I'll take that. All right, so I'm going to try to short that on a recoil. Really thought that was a good position to recoil, but it did not recoil. Had a 44-cent possible recoil from the most recent data, and now it's doing the other thing. Can you believe it? It broke the 900 with a vengeance. It's against me today. I can't win. All this time we wanted to break that 900. If I just had held that position, it just. It actually really hit me bad on the market. Yeah, really hit me bad, like $50. Here we go. Momentum to break the 900 again. Big chance as it's pulling back. That was decent, a little bit decent. 61. What's my time? 11:30. So it was all the way up at the floor not too long ago, right? Yeah. So the 900 was just a spot we were watching as it broke down, right? It's showing that it's going to turn around here. So I'm taking a second here just to make sure. Thinking about a long trade here, but it keeps threatening to reverse. Wow, I missed a couple of good recoils there. I'm going to take that. It's 30. I thought I was going to get it at 07. 23 cents worse than where I wanted it. Yeah, I'm about ready to call it a day on this one. I'll tell you that. I'm not getting filled like I would like here. Broke down below 900 again. Upward move, went to 100. Looking for the continuation up. 90. There we go. What did that do for me? $11. Guys, I'm going to stop right there for now because I'm late. And I will get this green. I hope you're not struggling like I am here, but we'll get this green, so we'll have a green day. I'm not sure I'll do it on this stock, but I only need to make $11. I'll try to make like 50 somewhere, whether it be end of the market or post market. But otherwise, I'll see you guys in the morning. Good luck. I hope you didn't struggle like that with me, but you had an entertaining time watching me struggle, right? Okay, guys, go green out there.